Swapnil, your community manager from PitchGround, and we have a guest with us that is Olaf, founder of Soon app, and he's going to talk about the latest update that Soon app has rolled out and the future roadmap. Since we are going to that deal is going to end within 6 days, so we are going to have the touch base with the founder and talk about the latest update and future announcement that Soon Apps wants to make, right? So let's before we start, let's hear it from Val. What is Soon App and what it does for you?
Running a small business is fun, until one day it will grow into an uncontrollable monster. What's going on, guys? This is Val from PitchGround. Just like every kid dreams to grow up faster, you may also want to scale up your business. And this is very sound, because as we all know from business books, growth is a fundamental ground of every business. But you may face some sort of challenges here. It is really hard or nearly impossible to keep an eye on all your colleagues. The more employees you hire, the more control you may need. By saying control, I mean leadership, mentorship in a way. It has nothing to do with dictatorship. It doesn't mean you have to control every single move of your teammates. It's all about collaboration, and here comes another fundamental ground of business: planning. You need to be focused on the process, but you need to have a clear view of the target as well. You and your team, you all need to know what you are doing, but it's also crucial to know where you're moving and how exactly you are going to get there. Soon puts you in control of your team's schedule with customizable features adapting easily to support your unique team structure. Soon is an easy-to-use employee scheduling software that doesn't require prior experience or any additional training. You create a board and invite your teammates. Then you create events, and you'll see right away the availability of each of your team members. They can also adjust their leave and availability. This improves communication and avoids conflicts down the line. And then you just publish the schedule. Now you have it all in one place. You can also speed up that by creating templates. You can track hours spent per project, employee or shift. This can be used for payroll or invoicing clients or general reporting. Having a good schedule in place enables you to respond faster when your customers need you. Think about how much effort you spend to get people to notice your business. Once you have their attention, you need to nurture your relationship with your customers and prospects to keep them coming back. If you want to learn more about the product, go check out the use case video and don't miss that amazing lifetime deal for Soon on pitchground.com. That's pretty much it, guys. Love you all, keep safe, and I see you guys in the next video.
Thank you all for giving a great introduction about the app. So let's hear it from the Olaf about the Soon app and what it does for us. Over to
Yeah,
you,
thank
Olaf.
you. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, so that was a great summary of what our product does. Yeah, as stated in the video, we have employee scheduling software. So mainly it helps teams communicate around yeah, their shifts, when and who is supposed to work at which times. We are really focused on the niche of customer service or customer support at the moment. So, you can imagine teams who are on Intercom or Zendesk. We also have, um, oh, is the connection still okay? Okay.
Your screen is freezing, I think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know if everything is okay on my end, but all right. Yeah. Just let me know if I need
Yeah,
to
sure,
pause or
sure,
repeat something.
sure.
Um, So yeah, it's mostly teams who want to be there for their customers when they need them. So you can imagine when someone is on a chat, you don't want to keep them waiting for too long. But we also have teams who are, let's say, in larger organizations who are answering the phone. So definitely there, you don't want to keep people waiting in a queue for too long. So it helps with all that to make sure that there are enough agents present at certain times throughout the day and throughout the week. So that's sort of the main use case where we started, but now we also see other teams who are basically working in shifts, picking up our software and use it outside of the customer support space. So we even have some people in healthcare, service industry, those kinds of things. But yeah, we really started out with the customer support niche, and we've been building out from there.
Okay, so basically it does the shift management of your entire team along with the workload management. So can you just tell us what workload management feature works, how it works, and how we can get benefited out of it?
Yeah, exactly. Should I just share my screen so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
definitely,
have a
definitely.
visual?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
And guys, if you have any questions and queries regarding the Soon app, please comment below in the live section so that we can answer it.
Yeah.
So the
Okay. So
screen is
I'll
there.
just.
Let me.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, you can create several different boards. So if you have different departments, different team working next to each other, who don't necessarily have to be on exactly the same shifts, but you all want them in the same, overall team, so that everyone is using the same software, and it's not like one team is working in Excel and another one is in Soon. So for instance, let's start with the customer support. It's just an example. So you can create these different boards, as many as you like, also on the PitchGround deal, by the way. Um, so what you see here is, you see these cards. So for instance, here we just have a really simple example of a morning shift and an evening shift. And then you see like who's working. Here there's a difference between people in a more senior role and people in a junior role. So you can create these categories yourself. So to make it fit for whatever your situation requires.
Okay.
On top of it, you also see people who are on leave. So here we have one person with paid time off, Jewel. And as you were saying, the workload feature, this helps you really within the day itself, to figure out, or like to communicate across the team where what everyone should be doing. So here in the graph on top, that's workload. So here, basically, let's start with a more simple view. You just see everyone who's been scheduled on this day, on Thursday. So here you see the employees. You still kind of see the hours they're working. So here from 8 till 4 in the afternoon, and you have some people starting at 1 p.m. and most end at 9, some at 10. And what you see, so, for instance, Ivy starts with tickets, then has a short break, and then chat. Here you can also leave notes. So if there's something, something specific about this activity, you can let them know. In the top, you also have let's say, an overview. So here, if you click on phone, you can see exactly how many people in total are working on, are basically in the phone line. So starting with 2, and yeah, you see it drops a bit. So you kind of cover those peaks, the busy moments throughout the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any questions at this point, or if
Okay.
you have something.
Guys, if you have any questions, please mention it in the comment box so that we can answer it. And do not forget to check it out the lifetime deal, which is right now live on PitchGround.com. I'll be sending the link in the comment box so that you can simply click on it and check it out. The deal of Soon app and its features and everything about that. Okay, and yeah. So Olaf, could you please tell us what are the updates that you have rolled out since the launch on PG, and whatever the comments and the feedbacks that you have received so far from the community?
Yeah, good question. Actually, I kind of have to think about what we did because we roll out
Yeah,
like
yeah,
features
so
on
many assets. Yeah.
yeah, on a sort of a weekly or bi-weekly basis. But maybe the most important one that we got from feedback from the PitchGround community was not so much about the product, but about the packages. So together with you guys, we increased the number of users in the package,
Hmm.
in the PitchGround deal. So we made it, yeah, also for larger teams, possible to use soon with even more users on that lifetime deal. So I think that's one thing that came out of the PitchGround community. Aside from that, yeah, I think workload, as you see it here, we launched it actually just before the we went on PitchGround, so it was already there
Hmm.
from the start. But yeah, there's a ton of, let's say, smaller updates, smaller features that we have been
Pushing it
polishing.
since the launch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So um, yeah, that's yeah. I can
Okay.
also show you how, like, because here you
Hmm.
see it's like already in place. Just to quickly wrap this up. So, for instance, if you have a day that is still unscheduled,
Hmm.
then what you can do is, if you just want to, some people, for instance, they start with let's say chat. I already put the required in. So what you see is this line. You can basically state from which hours how many people you need. Yeah, it's very easy to just enter it like this. And then if you say, okay, I'm going to schedule chat, you can say, okay, this person should be working on chat. Then we have two more people who should be working on chat, and someone else rest of the day. So you see now. Oh, sorry, this one didn't go so well. Um,
So basically, we can schedule the events across the team, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Oh, always in a demo, I mess something up. But basically, this is how it works. Yeah, and then I see there now it's all done. Um, So yeah, this is basically how it works. Also, an
Hmm.
important thing is to schedule the breaks so that not the whole team will go and be offline at the same time. That's
Right.
very important. And yeah, if you have a different situation, you can create all these things yourself. So like now it's really focused on customer support, but if you have something else, you can just create a category, name it something, color code it, give it a standard duration, and then yeah, basically you create another category so you can schedule accordingly.
Right. Right. So it also gives you the timesheet. We can export it for the payroll purpose, right? So can you show
Yeah,
that option?
yeah, exactly. So that's over here under more, and then you just download board.
Hmm.
You can also do multiple boards at the same time. You can group them per user, so basically, per person or per shift. We call those events. It's a bit more of a
Okay.
generalistic term. You can do everything, or just let's say, um, you know, from the last 2 months. The status of the shifts, so everything that is accepted or assigned, those are the shifts people have been working. But if you also want to include, the other things, you can do so. Download, it will generate a CSV file that you can then just open in any spreadsheet or import it in your payroll software.
Got it.
Yeah, that's basically how it works.
Okay. So this board is basically for the entire team, right? For the entire organization.
Yeah, so what you can do, you can give control if you.
Hmm.
This is basically like the admin, so people who are making the schedule, they have this interface. You see here the status of these shifts is still unpublished. If I hit publish, it will mean it will show up in everyone's own schedule. So I'll
Okay.
show you that in a second. But what you can also do is here in the users. you can say, okay, you see, by default, people don't have access if they are just, let's say, regular employees, but you can also give them view access. So what that does is they cannot modify the schedule because, a lot of our
Right.
customers, they don't want everyone to be able to just update the schedule for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But they do want the whole team to have the overview of like what's going on, because otherwise you only have your own schedule, like when you have to work.
Right.
um, yeah, but so by doing so, then everyone basically can just see this without uh, messing it up. um, yeah, that's it. And then everyone, including the admins, everyone has their own what's called my schedule. So what you see here, I haven't scheduled myself this week.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
what you see here.
every user has that access or has that privilege to schedule themselves for the entire week or entire month, right? Instead of
Yeah, yeah,
getting scheduled by the managers or the upper management team, they can schedule
ex-
themselves.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So by let's say there's sort of a range of like, okay, how much control you want to give to your team. So
Hmm.
if, let's say, you just want to roll out the schedule and you don't want your team to have any say in it, the only thing they can change is their availability. So
Okay.
what you see up here is you can just say, okay, similar to how a calendar works, like, okay, I'm
Right.
available or unavailable between these times or days. You can update it for this day, all Thursdays, multiple days in the week, or specific dates. And what that does is it just tells your manager like, hey, I prefer this, but they can still schedule you.
Right.
Um, so that's one way. What you can also do as a manager is you can create what we call open shifts. So
Okay.
um, that allows your team to sort of manage themselves. So let me go to I'll just apply a week template. So you see, if you sort of have a standard
Hmm.
schedule in place that you use on a rotating basis, you don't have to build up the schedule every single time. And what you can do is you can just say, okay, this is an open group. And what that does is, if you have the role, in this case, senior or junior, you can just select those shifts yourself, so that you give your team
Hmm.
the option to just manage themselves and put the schedule together. And in practice, what we see is usually that is combined with sort of a cutoff date. For instance, a month ahead, the schedule's open, and then 2 weeks until the time is there, then the managers will check and see if there are still any gaps, and then just start filling those gaps with people, so that they make sure that everyone is there. um,
Got it.
Another thing that you see is you can set the number of required people. So that means, if you need two people to work this shift with a senior role, then
Okay.
this is what you do. If you need more people, you just increase the number. As you see here, you can also make that sort of a minimum and a maximum uh, number. So this will mean we need at least three people to
Right.
get the status ready.
Hmm.
If not, there's an issue and we need to add more people to it. However, if the situation allows for it, that more people can also work, we usually see this with sales teams and such, then you can also say, okay, you know what, we need at least three people, but if five people show up, also fine, we have plenty of work anyway. um, yeah, and
Okay.
the same, you can do the same thing with activities. So within those shifts, if you say I allow for self-scheduling, then
Hmm.
the team can just take the responsibility to make sure that, at times when it's busy, there are enough people to answer the chat, answer the phone. Yeah, and again, if it's a different situation, you can create different categories, but the principles are the same.
Right, right. So the user has the option to request for cancellation or exchanging the shift between, swipe the shift between team members. And is it possible to do it inside the
Yeah,
app?
Yeah, exactly. So let me go where I have a shift. So here you see one. So sorry, this is all in the past. Well, should still work the same. You see here, for instance, if this morning shift I don't want to work anyway, I can
Mhm.
request change. You see, I can cancel or I can cover. If I cover, I see the colleagues who are available. I also see if there are any conflicts, so I shouldn't ask those people. For instance, one that never works on Wednesday. This person has already scheduled events and overlapping events with this shift, so that's not good. So I can just filter out conflicts or people are not available, and then what you see is a short list of colleagues, and then you say, okay, Victor, here you can leave a message oh, let me see, hey man, and then that way, you also don't have to go to Slack or WhatsApp or some other way to let them know what's going on if there's something about it. So yeah, as you see, you are still on the schedule until your colleague accepts it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so but that's basically it, and we have that whole conversation in here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome
Um,
because they don't have to, reach out to the manager or to the upper level person. They can request the change inside the Soon app so that it will be notified to the other team member as well and the manager as well that this person wants to change or do some cancellation on a shift. That's pretty awesome. Cool.
yeah, exactly. We like, and when we launched the product, the MVP, it wasn't in
Hmm.
place, but then after, actually when creating the schedule, that's like 30% of the work, and then afterwards, uh, life happens. People start to, something comes up and someone cannot make it to work on those hours, so they want to change, etc. And it's really a burden on the management team if everything has to go through them. Like, oh, I can't make it this, but I talked to this other person and they can cover for me. So can you change us out? So this
Okay.
really saves a ton of time
Right.
for just, yeah,
Right.
managing your team.
That definitely a mess because scheduling a shift, doing changes, swiping up, exchanging the shift, it's totally a big task for workforce management teams, right? And inside the app it is very smoother. Everyone can have the visibility of their shift. Manager can easily assign shift to each individual, or else they can add or remove the team members. And even though as per the projects they can add team members to it and assign roles to each and every person. It's very easy by with the Soon app. That's pretty appealing for me, right? And can you just tell us about the shared inbox feature and the individual and the shared inbox feature that Soon has?
Yeah, absolutely. So here in the bottom, you see inbox. What this does is, you can imagine with all those different boards. So especially if you have like different departments and such,
Hmm.
um, it can become a little bit overwhelming, or like to track, like, oh, do I need to take action on something? So for instance, here you see there's an action required because someone has created a leave request, and you need to decide like if this person can go on holiday. So this one is already in the past by now,
You're right.
but basically you can just say, yeah, that's fine, you can go take a leave, or no, sorry, you cannot uh, go on vacation. um, so this is basically the inbox. Also if there are comments or anything else that needs your attention, it's all in there. So yeah, here basically you just see what someone wrote. Um, but yeah, this really helps to just quickly see, oh, do I need to do something? Is something
Right.
happening that
Right.
I need to respond to? So yeah, that's basically inbox. Um, yeah.
This is cool feature because some app has the shift management feature, but they do not have the conversational feature, right? So this is inside the Soon app, so it is very easier to manage and keep a track of everything inside the app only, right? No need to send a separate email, or no need to go and tell your manager that okay, I want to do a shift changes or everything like that. Like that, it's basically definitely a good feature on and very appealing feature that I can say that Soon has. Awesome, I like it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's all about communication.
Right, right.
So that's yeah, that's basically
Basically it saves your time,
what I
right?
help
you
do.
can you can focus it on the important other important tasks, because managing leaves and scheduling shift, it's very struggling job. It's hard to keep a track of everything, right? And the product like Soon does everything for you, everything, guys. I
Yeah,
liked it. I liked it personally.
thanks.
Because in my previous days I used to work in the WFM team, workforce management,
Oh, you
so I
did?
know the pain. Yeah, I know the
Ah,
pain of scheduling everything. So it's really messy work, because if you have 100 and 200 people doing different shifts all together, so it's very hectic to manage the teams and the respective team members. If the new joiners are coming in onboarded, new people are onboarded, so it's very messy. It's very messy job, right? So it's
yeah.
I can
It
understand.
it sure is cool that you also worked in workforce management. So I'm sure you can appreciate
Yes,
yeah what we're
definitely.
what we're trying to solve here.
Right,
Um,
right. Because managing teams and their schedule, their their shifts, it's pretty hard job. It's pretty hard job. I
yeah,
can
it
relate
looks so
myself
simple.
with the product.
Yeah, indeed. We see a lot of teams who are, well, either, they are on a solution that's a little bit older, so sometimes we see things that look like they are from the MS-DOS era, or uh, like Windows XP kind of
Right,
days. Um, or we see teams who are just growing, and when you have a small team, it's
it's
quite easy,
okay.
right? You can
Right,
use a spreadsheet, it's fine.
right,
But as the team starts to expand and you get more people, then
right,
the nightmare starts to
right,
happen, and then everything becomes messy, and every little thing, it becomes an exponentially difficult problem to solve. So that's really where we see people who pick up and start using our software.
right.
Um, yeah, as the team grows.
Right. So if the companies are small, then they can manage it on the Excel itself. If they have 5, 10, or most probably 50 employees, but if you have a
Yeah.
bigger teams, right? So then it becomes uh, it is very much needed this kind of tools to manage your shift and the workforce. Because what happens is I was working in a company, and my shift got scheduled for a night shift, and that was not
Oh.
updated into my roster. Okay, and we
Ah.
used to get the cab services, okay, drop services, okay, and because
Yeah.
of that I missed my cab. I stayed
Oh.
in office for that entire night, because of the small mistake that workforce management team has done,
Wow.
right? Because
Yeah,
they have
you
not
see it.
updated my request, because that was a sudden request that came up, and I have to go for a night shift, and my roster updated for the day shift only, and I missed my
Okay.
cab.
Yeah.
So I know the pain, right?
Yeah, you see, like a small, it seems like a small thing, but then the actual
Right.
implications in real life are like,
Right, right.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
it's,
I know the queue outside of the work WFM team stating that, oh, my shift got not updated. I missed my cab. Where is my roster? Blah blah blah. But so many things I have seen. It's really messy, messy. I can picturize. I can really I can remember those days. Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, is there anything else that, you can recall from those
Yeah.
days that you're wondering about, how we handle it in soon?
Definitely, definitely. Soon is going to make their job easier because everything is automated, right? Your team members can schedule themselves. Manager can schedule your team, even if they want to do any changes. Okay, that changes can be happen inside the app only. No need to go and write an email to your boss, or to your manager, to the workforce management team, or HR in case. Okay, And we have a shared inbox feature that request comes in, approves, that's it. Job is getting done, right? You can roast it yourself. That's pretty simple and straightforward. I liked it really. And even though the leave management is also there, so uh, it's pretty do the HR role as well as the WFM role, right? And it's clubbed together, and the entire workforce management and attendance management can be done through the single app. I really liked it. Really liked it. Impressed.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah, maybe good to know. It's always a little bit hard to demo uh, on here, but it's no, I think I have to share my screen differently. But we also have it's a
Mhm.
progressive web app. So we,
Wow,
especially, the site for the employees, we made it so that you can do everything you need to do also from your phone. So
awesome,
you can
awesome.
install the app. It's always up to date, and yeah. So then,
What else
in
we
case,
want? What else we want?
yeah,
Everything
yeah,
inside the
exactly,
it's future. It's a whole pocket. Everything is there. So we have a
yeah,
PWA app. User can go and manage their shift. They can schedule themselves by sitting at home. It's pretty simple. No need to write an email to your boss, to your manager, to your HR. By sitting at home, you can register yourself, even though your manager. And nowadays, everyone is working remotely, right? So this kind of apps are really helpful to manage remote teams as well, right?
yeah. That's a great point. We did see a lot of also a big shift, no pun intended, when the whole
Mm-hmm.
pandemic started happening, and teams that were all in the office, it was much easier to just walk
Right,
over and tell someone
right,
else, like, hey, you know what, I'm going on a break, can you cover for me on this channel?
right.
But with everyone sitting in their own house, it just became increasingly difficult. So giving
Yes.
the whole team sort of the overview of what's going on and who is responsible for what throughout the day, that really uh, changed, or it really increased the need when people started working from
Right,
home.
right, right. So sitting at the office and doing this stuff is pretty easy compared to sitting at home and managing your entire team remotely. You know,
Yeah,
you
for
don't
sure.
have any control on any shift. No, you don't have control on breaks. What team is doing and which team is doing what. That is really a messy work to manage and oversee all this stuff. So it's really solves the problem. So guys, if you wanna check it out, the lifetime deal, which is right now live on PitchGround.com, I have already shared the link in the comment box. Do not forget to go and check it out. That and deal is gonna end in 6 days if you're on a fence to go, whether to buy or not to buy. So please go visit the page, check it out. Each and every detail we have listed on the on the page, as well as we have a use case video as well. If you want to check it out, if I'll give you the link inside the comment box so that you can directly hit that link and check it out, that video on the YouTube. So let me tell you the pricing that we have for Soon app. Plan A starting with $97 lifetime, in which you will be getting 5 users and you can schedule unlimited boats. There is no, there is no stag, or there is no barrier on how many boats that you can schedule. Unlimited boats you can schedule inside the app. Infinite schedule range, intraday scheduling with workload, two-way calendar integration, user ability and conflict detection, custom shift activities, leave management, and all future updates in the business plan will be given in the plan A, that is for only $97 for lifetime. Then we have a second plan, that is plan B, $145 for lifetime, in which you will be getting all the features that I have just now told you, whichever you're getting in plan A. Plus, in this plan, you will be getting one benefit, that you will have 10 users to manage your WFMT, right? And all the future updates and all the features in the business plan. Then we have a plan C, $245 for lifetime, all the features and updates for the business plan. Along with in this plan, you will be getting 25 users. So if you have a big team to manage your team or the employees, then this plan is suitable for you. And if you're a big company, then we have a bigger plans as well. We have a plan D, $490 for lifetime, in which you will be getting 50 users, and we have a dedicated plan for the big organization who has more than 1,000 or 2,000 employees. For them, we have a dedicated plan, that is plan E. The amount of that plan is $990 for lifetime. No need to pay for monthly, you need to pay once, and you can use sooner for lifetime, in which you will be getting 100 users and all the features which are listed for business plan. So guys, do not forget to check it out. This is really good, and I can say I'm really impressed with this app because I can relate myself. I went through it. I was working into WFM team, then I was working into a different team where so many incidents happened with me when I missed my cab because of the roster which was not updated on into our app, and because of that I missed my shift, and I stayed for entire night into my office. That was I can relate myself. So guys, if you have any question and queries regarding the Soon app, do not forget to write it down in the comment box and tag me and Olaf into it so that we can answer it quickly. And do not forget to check it out. Deal is gonna end within 6 days. Olaf, you want to add up anything?
No, yeah, just when you were mentioning the prices, I almost forgot like what the deal looked like, but yeah, I can add that
Mhm.
we did this on PitchGround to really reach new audiences, get in touch with companies that might not have heard of us, um, but really it's also yeah, the deal is pretty much what through our own website. People pay on a monthly basis. You now get for a one-time fee. So it's yeah. Also, thank you and the rest of the team for putting it out there and all the work you put behind doing this.
Thank you all for joining today and showcasing us the app and the updates that you have rolled out since the PitchGround launch. And thank you very much for joining. Bye bye.
All right. See you. Bye.
Thank you.